I'm Zibusiso Zulu. I'm here to do the presentation on my final assessment on KGG 731. We'll start by looking at the definition of the well-being. So I'll be doing an ecological model for well-being at TVET College. So well-being, as per Bogonov and PAL 2015, is defined as a dynamic state related to students' personal and social goals linked to multiple domains which include cognitive, psychological, physical, social, and material that are measured through subjective and or objective indicators. When looking as a college, there are constitutional mandates that support health and well-being. So it means there are acts and policies that we need to follow. We start looking at the CET Act, Act number 16 of 2006. The Act regulates the composition and interaction of college various structures with a view of overall well-being. So it talks about employment of staff, teachers, talks about governance. The same Act advocates for full personal development of students through community support services. The other one will be the Mental Health Care Act number 17 of 2002, which deals in making sure that we provide care and treatment and rehabilitation to persons who are mentally ill. The other one will be the Strategic Policy Framework on Disability for Post-School Education and Training System of 2018. That one will be catering for needs of students with disabilities by providing their support upon entry. So we must make sure that we support our students that are disabled within the colleges. And we have white paper 6 on special needs education, which makes a provision for inclusion of learners with barriers to learning in mainstream classroom. Here we're looking at the college framework where we're looking at the vision and the values of the college. So when making the vision or working on the vision and the values, we must make sure that we are in line with the laws, the policies from our mandate. So the vision of the college is to empower and skill through vocational education that is inclusive and relevant to the economic and social goals of South Africa. The values will need to be committed, responsiveness, whereby we respond, we consult, we offer programs that are needed by the community or by the industry. Accountability, we are being accountable for what we are doing. There's teamwork. We make sure that we work together in achieving our goals. And there is also effective communication, which is also very, very important. When looking at the key pathways of developing an education, wide focus on well-being at the college. To promote good mental health and well-being of students and staff at the college, management at all levels needs to play its part through policy directives and budget allocation in identifying those programs that will provide academic and life coping mechanism through positive contribution. To enable well-being at the college, we include 12 key pathways as they are essential in determining the college context and contribution within the college community. So on the next slide, we are having those 12 key pathways, which will be expert school leadership. Expert school leadership, we're making sure that there is a clear guidance and direction by educational leaders, and educational leaders commit to the promotion of student and staff well-being. And number two, we're having strategic visioning, where we make sure that we need to make sure the student and staff well-being is clearly evidenced in educational policy documents and programs. The educational community has a clear strategic vision of well-being. So the strategic vision must make sure that it cater for the well-being of students and staff. When looking at number three, where we're looking at quality teaching and learning, in that we must make sure that there is a clear focus on the enhancement of student engagement with learning. There must be early intervention and targeted student support is provided for students who show signs of social and emotional and behavioral problems. So we must make sure that students are being supported. At number four, we have a supportive, caring, and inclusive school community. In that, there must be individual needs to feel safe, individual needs to be treated fairly, they must feel included, there must be mutual respect, individual must experience positive learning behaviors. At number five, we have a safe learning environment. So in that, we need to make sure that there is effective stakeholder communication strategies that are being used. Bullying, violence, harassment, and threats are managed in a timely manner, so quickly respond to that. Number six, we've got social and emotional competencies. On that one, the presence of programs that develop resilience, the presence of programs that develop effective emotional intelligence, and managing stress. When looking at number seven, we've got a sense of meaning and purpose. The provision of opportunities for active pursuits and special interest. Number eight, we've got using monitoring and evidence of strength-based approaches. Number nine is strategies encouraging a health lifestyle. 10, programs to develop pro-social values. 11, family and community partnership. 12 is spirituality. We have this ecological theory of development model, which is used in education, psychology, and social work to understand how external factors influence children's learning behavior and well-being. It emphasizes that to support healthy development and intervention must consider not just child, but a broader system that they live in. So because the where they live is having an effect. It explained that human growth is shaped by multiple layers of environment, ranging from immediate family to broader cultural and social um, influences. It has different stages where it have microsystem, mesosystem, exosystem, and macrosystem. So here we're looking at the college environment and culture of commitment of well-being. So we'll be using the growing inclusive well-being model by Carter S. and Anderson C. in 2018. It talks about three stages where we'll be looking at welcome me, know me, help me. Because in that one, it's having the enablers, well-being support by the community, individual, and structural. Student must be welcome, must be known so that you know where to support, and one must help the student to learn. So it is very important to cover these stages where learners feel welcome, and we know the learners, and we help the learner to learn. Thank you very much.